Hello everyone, my name is Patrick and this is Let's Break It Down. I wasn't originally going to do a video on this because I didn't intend on getting the Switch upon launch, believe it or not. But the hype was too real and my friends were peer pressuring me into it, so I absolutely had to. So I just got back from the midnight release with it, and we're going to go ahead and unbox it. Now we did go ahead and get Breath of the Wild as well. I actually haven't looked up any specs whatsoever when it comes to the Nintendo Switch. This is absolutely new to me. I bought the Wii U upon launch, and quite frankly, it was a little bit underwhelming. So I'm going into this pretty blind. This is going to be more or less a basic overview of the Switch itself. Not going to go too much into specs as well. Might go into a little bit of setting it up. The only thing that I absolutely do know as far as spec-wise goes is it does 720p on the screen itself when it's not docked, and 900p for Breath of the Wild at least. Which is right here, which we'll go ahead and unbox too, which actually surprisingly like these cases. I know this is getting a lot of flack for being such a big case for such a small cartridge, but I personally like it. So let's go ahead and open this guy up. Had my knife handy just in case we needed to open everything, but so far everything seems like it doesn't need to. You got the tablet guy here. Let's bring that up to the camera best I can. So that is the actual main tablet portion that you'd be carrying around with you. Right there we go. Set that to the side. Put this up, and then we have the Joy-Cons as well. Oh, they're a lot smaller than I actually initially anticipated. Again, I haven't actually looked into it too much. I haven't watched anything about them from the reviewers who have got them early or anything like that. So this is an absolute new experience to me. The buttons feel very clicky, very similar to how it was on the Pro Controller, except the shoulder buttons and the trigger buttons actually feel a lot clickier and more responsive, which I like. The analog sticks feel a little bit jagged, not jagged, that's not the word, a little bit rough when you turn them. Maybe with actually having it in a controller configuration might make it used to that. I do plan on getting the Pro Controller as well. But that's that. Let's see if we can't figure out how to get this guy in. So I'm assuming... There we go. Yeah, it feels a little bit better. I still feel like the original Wii U controller was a bit more comfortable as far as comfort-wise goes. But this does feel a lot slimmer, easier to carry around with you, which is the main point. That's the biggest feature for this. Now, let's continue opening it up here. We do have an HDMI cable. Standard nowadays, it's just a generic HDMI cable. Nothing cool, not gray like the Wii U's was, or braided or anything like that. Pretty generic. So we'll set that to the side, not interesting. This is the power adapter right here. From what I understand, this actually requires far more than an average tablet or phone uses. I'd have to do some more research because, again, I haven't looked into specs for this at all. I just ran out and got it. In fact, I didn't even pre-order. Turns out there were 8 left, and a friend of mine went there and stood in line, and he was like, "Hey Patrick, there's only 1 left right now. Do you want it?" And I was like, you know what? If there's one, I might as well. It's a sign. And I didn't plan on unboxing it either, since this channel is primarily going to be about tech as far as computers and stuff goes. But I want to do all things technology. It's what I like. So this is the shoulder strap. I'm sorry, the wrist strap. I'm going to have absolutely no clue how this goes on. I'm going to have to look into that quite a bit. Let's pull up what else we have in here. Just product and warranty information, I presume. And I would guess this right here is the actual dock for it, which I will be setting everything up on there after I clean it all up, and then I'll go through the setup of it as well. So this is the dock for the Switch, assuming it goes this way. So let's just get all the boring stuff out of here, see what else is in there. And then this is the actual controller configuration. Alright, so, let me bring this around. Have that right there, which I'd presume could slide into it like so. Let's see if I can't get a better angle for it. Focus in. So, yep, like that. Ooh, that is nowhere near center. There you go. It's thrown my Nintendo Switch the day I get it. Perfect. Wrist strap to be determined how that works. And then we have the Joy-Con controller. Now, from what I understand, these should be pretty easy to pull out. It's a button right there. Okay, got it. So you just hit those buttons to slide those in and out. And my initial impressions of this is, like, build quality-wise, this is absolutely fantastic. I very much enjoy it. Immediately before even looking into how this handles for games and stuff, I can immediately feel like I'm absolutely going to want that optional Pro controller. Again, because this placement is really weird. It might be because I have big hands, but it feels like uncomfortable to hold, maybe. So that is the controller configuration of it. I actually think it's clever, it's just these little buttons back there. So it feels a lot sturdy in there. I know there's a lot of memes floating around the internet about holding it in your hand and the way it slides in. It just sliding out, which is funny in theory, but it does lock in there pretty well, and you'd have to actually try to hit that button. I don't see any particular way of you hitting that on accident. So I'm going to go ahead and hook this up to my TV and then boot it up for the initial setup process. Now we're at the point where we're going to do the actual setup process of it. I'm going to unplug that real quick to show you something that I didn't notice prior, actually. Also forgot that I didn't have an HDMI coming through already, so I just have to run a temporary one for now. I'll have to fish that later. But so this is it in the dock. If we flip it around to the back, you can see that inside of it is actually the ports for the HDMI and everything. Let's see if I can get a good angle there. So it's actually cleverly hidden back here, which should make cable management very easy, which is something I am very particular about. Alright, there we go. Alright, so the rear stand can be used to prop up the console. I didn't even notice that. I should have gone over that. Let's see how I get this. Use the left and right stick, and then press A. There we go. If you plugged onto the adapter in the console earlier, disconnect it. Connect the dock to your TV as shown in the diagram. Alright. Seems pretty self-explanatory. An image should appear on the TV in a moment after docking the console. Let's go ahead and say success, because I do have one currently. Set your icon and nickname. Do we want to expand the dong is the question. Dong expansion. Yes. Yes, we do. So we're just going to go ahead and attempt to put my generic one that I always use in here. For some reason, actually, I can't use the left stick yet, so I'm not sure if I have to pair it. So for now, we're just going to go ahead and stick to using the right stick, I guess, to do everything, which is actually a little bit annoying, but nothing that can't be dealt with, of course. So let's go ahead and attempt to put my name in here. Probably try to speed this part of the video up for you guys. It's gonna do what Battle.net did to me too, isn't it? And then I guess we will stick with same path. Then hit the pause button, alright? Skip that for now. Parental controls. Setup is complete. Hit the home button. Alright, so the UI does look really solid. It does look so far just like a updated version of the Wii U ones. Very similar feel to it. Let's see controllers. Pair new controllers. Alright, so I guess we can just pair this one up by sliding it into the console. So let's see how that works. Alright, now if this isn't some confusing crap as far as what I was just told. Alright. Let's see what happens there. Press and hold the sync button. Alright, so I think for this we're actually going to want to do it all on here. So where are those sync buttons? Didn't it tell me to plug it into the console? It's possible that this is dead. Let's try putting it directly here again. Oh, now it's working. Oh, it is dead. That would absolutely explain it. They gave me a right stick that is dead and a right Joy-Con that is dead, left Joy-Con that is dead, jeez, and a right one that is alive. So I'm going to let this charge for a bit, and we'll go ahead and unbox this. It's a nice little intro for me there. We're going to go ahead and run through this process for you. So English, the Americas. Immediately I noticed the feel of the touchscreen, the responsiveness, and the clickiness is a lot better than the Wii U was. So let's go ahead and get us hooked up to the internet. At least this does recognize the 5 gigahertz ones. I still am ashamed that they don't have Ethernet available because I do prefer that. And it doesn't look like it has the strongest antenna, so I'm going to go ahead and use my 88 one. One other thing I did notice so far was that the actual typing on this is a lot better than the Wii U's was. So there's that. Let's go with New York, Toronto. And then, would you like to connect to a TV and play on a larger screen? Well, of course I would. Detach the Joy-Cons from it to put it in the motor. Alright, there we go. Rear stand can be used to prop up the console. I didn't even notice that. I should have gone over that. Get this. Use the left and right stick, and then press A. Connect the dock to your TV. Alright. Seems pretty self-explanatory. Let's go ahead and say success, because I do have one currently. Set your icon and nickname. Dong expansion. Yes, we do. So we're just going to go ahead and attempt to put my generic one that I always use in here. Probably try to speed this part of the video up for you guys. So we will stick with same pat. Then hit the pause button, alright? Skip that for now. Parental controls. Setup is complete. Hit the home button. Yes, the main attraction, to me at least, because this is what I was waiting for. Even though I could have just played it on my Wii U, I was far more excited to play it on here. So I am going to go ahead and open this guy up for you. Plastic comes off easily, as you might expect. Let's go ahead and open this guy up here. They weren't kidding. Oh my god. What's funny to me isn't the size of this, even though it is actually, I look at it in comparison to my thumb. It is in fact smaller than a 3DS with a 3DS cartridge, with the box being bigger. That's absolutely fine by me. I love the boxes. This is the game right here. But what's hilarious to me is, one, the placement is all the way down at the bottom, and two, is it just me, or is that where you would put some sort of information about what is that even? Can I just start shoving other? Yeah, a great job, Nintendo. But the box art is gorgeous, and I cannot wait to try this game out. Now that is going to be it for this unboxing. We'll be doing an in-depth product review probably in either a week to 2 weeks, maybe even a month, depending on how much time I feel I need with the console, where we'll go into more of the specs and things. So if that is something you'd be interested in, please give it a like and subscribe for more. Give it a dislike if you didn't like the video or you hate Nintendo and think they should stop making consoles altogether. So feel free to do that, and we'll see you next time.